Welcome. Let's talk about using Google Sites for course content. First of all, let's talk about Google Sites. Google Sites is another Google app included in our UH Google Apps for Education suite. Google Sites also allows people to create and manage websites with little or no HTML or web design experience. And using Google Sites, you can either start from scratch or you can start from a template. And why would we want to use Google Sites instead of the built-in tools that are in our Laulima course suite? Well, first of all, creating and editing content in Google Sites is much easier than working with the text editor provided in Laulima. Second, the content, because it's built and housed outside of Laulima in a Google site, is easily transferred from one Laulima course site to another. What this means is, when you are done with a semester and then you want to transfer that content from that course site into the next semester's course site, this is easily done since the content is in a Google site and not housed in the Laulima site. When it's housed in a Laulima site, sometimes we have issues of broken links or other content that just cannot be moved over. Third, by using Google Sites, you can easily add multimedia and other types of content into your web pages. You can easily embed YouTube videos, Google Forms, Google Documents, and images very easily with no real knowledge of HTML, which you would need, say, if you wanted to embed a video into a Laulima page using their text editor. And lastly, again, you can start from scratch or from a template. And I know I mentioned this on the last slide, but here again, if you're a little more tech savvy or you have some web editing or web development experience, you're welcome to start from scratch. We'll give you the tips and some suggestions and recommendations on how you'll want to organize your site, but you're welcome to start from scratch. Or we have created a template, a shell of a site that has some of the basic components that you can then build upon. So as far as integration with Laulima, you won't be able to create every single thing in a Google site and have it displayed in Laulima. There will be times and places where you will definitely need to develop things in Laulima itself using the Laulima tools. However, you can use Google Sites content with the following tools: the homepage messages, the module content, as well as web content tools. But for now, let me just show you these three different examples. So going to the OCDP course site, here is the home page, and this homepage message was created in a Google site. So this is one page in our OCDP Google site. Same thing with modules. Once we get into the module content, you'll see the same background and it's consistent with that homepage message. This content, again, was created in a Google site. Each one of these pages that's linked to a Laulima content section is a separate Google web page. So as you can see, we have video embedded, hyperlinks, and that's easily done in the Google site. Also, web content, so the Laulima help. This Laulima help page is created using a web content tool in Laulima, and what it's displaying is a different Google site. So you see it has a different background than the module content. This particular page is in a different Google site that ITSO manages. And then the capstone project page. Okay. Again, this is another Google website. You see it has a different background again. But these are all pages in different Google sites that was created or maintained by ITSO. Versus our Padlet And the Padlet tool is something that is an external website, padlet.com. It's not maintained by Itzo, but Itzo has an account there which we use and show through using this web content tool. All right, so back to talking about Google Sites. So again, I'm showing these 3 examples. However, the limitations are really only bound by your own creativity and ingenuity. I have seen examples of faculty who have created extra Google Webs pages in their site and have linked to them from their main module content. So they have their main module content page, and in it, they have a hyperlink. So just like you can hyperlink out to any resource out there on the web, you can hyperlink to another page in your website. You're not just restricted to creating pages in your website that's going to be used as a homepage message or a module page or a web content tool. You can have as many pages as you want that you would then link to your course content. All right, so that's the introduction to the Google Sites. That's the how and the why we are going to use Google Sites for your course content. In the following videos, we'll take you through the process, whether you want to start from scratch, we'll take you through that process and give you those tips and recommendations on how to organize your site. Or if you'd like to start with the template, we'll walk you through that process and give you the basics and move you through how to use the template to then structure the rest of your course. All right, so stay tuned and we'll see you in the next series of videos.